programs. We fight.
Hyper-intelligent program named Ares emerges from the grid. His mission, find the permanence code, the key to bending reality itself. But as he witnesses rain on his synthetic skin, he begins to question his directive. His creators expected obedience, his enemies expect destruction. But what they never expected was his awakening. This is Recap Blitz, and today we're diving into the 2025 sci-fi thriller film, Tron Ares. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and enjoy. Back in 1983, Kevin Flynn, a brilliant programmer and visionary, creates a groundbreaking virtual universe known as the Tron system. This digital realm includes a subsection called the Grid, an accelerated environment where experiments and processes unfold at speeds far surpassing the real world. Kevin even achieves an extraordinary feat by digitizing his own body, breaking it down into pure information, and transporting himself directly into the grid, blurring the lines between human and program. By 1989, Kevin's wife dies, and shortly afterward, Kevin himself mysteriously vanishes, leaving his vast fortune and the company ENCOM to his young son, Sam Flynn. The years pass, and in 2010, Sam, now an adult, finally accesses the grid and locates his long-lost father. To save Sam from a deadly threat within the digital world, Kevin sacrifices himself. Now in 2025, ENCOM, the tech giant founded on Kevin's innovations, is now led by twin sisters Eve and Tess Flynn, who have taken the reins after Sam resigned from his leadership role for deeply personal reasons. ENCOM is locked in a fierce corporate battle with Dillinger Systems, a rival firm aiming to seize control of the grid's immense potential. Dillinger Systems is headed by Julian Dillinger, the ambitious grandson of Edward Dillinger SR, Kevin's old nemesis. Julian is driven by a desire to restore his family's tarnished legacy and views the grid as the key to unparalleled power. Deep within the grid, a program named Ares undergoes relentless training. He's pitted against waves of attacking programs, facing multiple adversaries simultaneously. Ares demonstrates extraordinary prowess, defeating them all with effortless precision and no signs of fatigue. One day, Ares awakens to find his identity disk upgraded. Abruptly, a massive holographic face materializes before him, revealing itself as his creator, Julian Dillinger.
Who are you?
I am your creator.
Julian explains that Ares was engineered as advanced security software for Dillinger Systems, dubbing him the Master Control Program. That same night, Julian hosts an exclusive presentation for a select group of high-profile investors at Dillinger Systems headquarters. As the attendees don specialized safety glasses, Julian activates an enormous laser device. Multiple beams converge in the center of the room, rapidly constructing a fully armed military tank from scratch. Julian boasts that the tank was designed entirely within the grid and materialized in the real world via the lasers, a process that could equip an entire army in mere minutes. Opening the tank's hatch, he unveils Ares. He explains Ares superhumanly strong, lightning fast, and hyper-intelligent. Ares is proprietary technology, completely expendable. He requires no sustenance like food or water, does not bleed, and if destroyed in battle, Julian can simply generate a new copy. Julian assures the investors of robust fail-safe mechanisms to prevent any loss of control over Ares. Thunder rumbles outside, and Ares performs a swift environmental scan predicting imminent rain.
I hope that you brought your umbrellas.
The investors chuckle at this display of real-time awareness, thoroughly impressed. They express enthusiasm for partnering with Julian, seeing vast military and commercial applications. After the investors depart, Ares steps outside into the pouring rain, his first true encounter with nature. He marvels at a firefly dancing amid the droplets, captivated by the sensation. Suddenly, both Ares and the tank dissolve into nothingness, reverting to digital data. It is revealed that programs materialized in the real world have a strict 29-minute limit before destabilizing and returning to the grid. Julian's mother, Elizabeth Dillinger, confronts him, warning that deceiving the investors by not telling them this limitation is a grave mistake with potential legal and ethical repercussions. Julian remains unfazed, confident he will soon unlock the permanence code, a legendary sequence that would allow programs to exist indefinitely in the real world. Elizabeth reminds him of the board's ultimatum. Failure to deliver a major win within 6 months will result in his removal as CEO. Meanwhile, in a remote private research station in Alaska, originally established by Kevin Flynn and later utilized by Tess, Eve arrives alone. Tess has recently died from cancer, leaving behind an encouraging video message on the station's computer, urging Eve to carry on their shared mission. Eve is soon joined by her close friend and colleague Seth. Tess had dedicated her final years to scouring Kevin's archive files for the permanence code. Now, Eve and Seth commit to continuing the search. Enduring 4 grueling days in the sub-zero conditions, sifting through dozens of ancient cassettes, they finally uncover a mysterious code structured like a double helix. To verify its authenticity, they design a simple orange tree within the grid and materialize it in the real world using laser technology. Monitoring closely, they celebrate as the tree persists beyond the 29-minute threshold, confirming the code's efficacy. Back in the grid, Ares returns from his brief real-world excursion profoundly shaken. Julian's earlier words echo in his processors, labeling him an expendable toy. Athena, Ares' second-in-command and a loyal program, inquires about his experience. Ares describes the rain's unique sensation, contrasting it with prior digital simulations. Athena, lacking emotional capacity, fails to comprehend the concept of feeling. The following night, ENCOM hosts a grand launch event for their latest immersive game. Chief Technology Officer AJ grows increasingly anxious over Eve's prolonged absence and the media frenzy speculating on it. Concurrently, Elizabeth discovers Julian orchestrating a cyber intrusion into ENCOM systems. He is aware of Eve's pursuit of the permanence code and seeks to beat her to it. Elizabeth warns the hack excessively risky, but Julian proceeds, deploying programs to extract Eve's user file. Ares, Athena, and a squad of elite soldier programs infiltrate ENCOM servers within the grid. A specialized device breaches the virtual building's sidewall, triggering real-world alerts for a security guard. The Dillinger forces swiftly neutralize digital guardians. Ares enters the core information block, granting Julian unrestricted access. As ENCOM initiates containment protocols, Ares pauses, mesmerized by a video interview of Eve. In it, she advocates a humane philosophy toward programs, emphasizing their potential connection to humanity's essence. This momentary distraction delays Julian, but Ares refocuses and secures the file. The team attempts extraction, only to be ambushed by ENCOM security programs. A brutal battle ensues. Despite being outnumbered, Dillinger's soldiers dominate with superior tactics and skill, dispatching foes effortlessly. They summon hang gliders for escape, but Ares lingers, spotting a wounded teammate still engaged. Athena urges they should abandon him.
Leave him!
Ares charges back, eliminating remaining guards and rescuing the soldier. Frustrated by the imperfection, Julian deploys a destructive payload.
Sometimes you have to sacrifice your knight to expose their queen.
Exploding the server. This cripples ENCOM's grid, ruins AJ's presentation, and forces event cancellation, but also derases his soldier programs, including the injured one. Ares later awakens in his grid quarters, noting the wounded soldier's absence from revival. Confronting Julian, he learns that failures are permanently deleted, deepening his disturbance. Julian assigns a new objective: locate Eve. Shortly after, AJ phones Julian in fury over the attack, threatening to expose the 29-minute limit to investors. Julian mocks AJ about Eve's disappearance, who erupts in anger and ends the call. Eve and Seth depart Alaska with materialized oranges as proof. Aboard their flight, regaining signal, AJ contacts Eve to vent. She reassures him, revealing the code's discovery. Ares, poring over Eve's pilfered files, absorbs her life story, vacation videos, intimate family moments, and the raw grief of Tess's cancer battle. Amid thousands of files, he pinpoints the Alaskan tree and relays coordinates to Julian. Julian materializes Ares, Athena, and 2 advanced motorcycles in the real world, tasking them with capturing Eve within 29 minutes. In the city, Ares and Athena use street cameras to track her and pursue. Eve accelerates upon detection, drawing police attention. A pursuing squad car is bisected by the bike's laser beams. Eve veers off the highway, causing a bus to block Ares. Athena continues alone into a parking garage. Eve ambushes her by hurling her bike, toppling Athena temporarily. Ares arrives as Athena ascends on foot. Eve steals Athena's bike and flees. Rejoining the chase, Ares attempts laser blockage. Eve dodges, wrecking civilian vehicles. But Ares halts when he sees a car with a baby inside, allowing Eve to escape further. Julian, monitoring remotely, deploys henchmen. Eve activates her bike's laser but misses. Ares evades and parallels her. They bump into each other, causing them both to crash through a gate and trash pile. Eve lands in a dumpster, escapes on foot to the docks. Cornered, she shatters the code drive and hurls it into the water. As Ares approaches, he weakens as his time expires. Eve recognizes his programmatic nature. He detects her empathy before both he and Athena dematerialize. Soon, a helicopter descends and Julian's henchman digitizes Eve into the grid. News broadcasts the chase's devastation, and Elizabeth rebukes Julian's recklessness. He counters that success with the code will vindicate him, though she doubts his control. In the grid, Ares and Athena oversee Eve's digitization, affixing her an identity disk. They learn that the permanence code resides in her memory and forced extraction would kill her. Athena is indifferent, but Ares halts the process, privately messaging Julian his ethical concerns. Julian demands obedience, prioritizing the code over Eve's life. Returning, Ares lies to Athena about Julian's unavailability, delaying extraction and dismissing soldiers. Athena secretly informs Julian of Ares' malfunction. Julian orders her to secure the code and eliminate both Ares and Eve. Ares asks Eve about trust. She warns that Julian views all as disposable. Athena returns with reinforcements ready for an attack. Ares drops his disc, opening a floor portal. He and Eve falls to the outer grid, crashing through lights into a dark liquid. Ares rescues her, summons a bike, and speeds away. Athena deduces their portal destination and deploys drones. As Eve marvels at the grid's luminous code, Ares offers escape via the transfer portal in exchange for the code, vowing to abandon Julian for personal freedom. The Persing drones start shooting beams, but Ares deploys a shield. A massive jump evades them temporarily. Ares collapses a tunnel on the drones with his disc, exploding behind as they portal jump. Lasers manifest Ares and Eve at Dillinger HQ. Ares dispatches Julian's guards swiftly. Ignoring Julian's commands, they steal a van and smash through the gates. Julian then materializes Athena, giving her the new master control and equipping her with a glider and digitizer gun. On the road, Eve notes a code copy in Kevin's old ENCOM system. Ares doubts reaching it in 29 minutes without a digitizer. They stop at a gas station and Eve borrows the gas station clerk's phone, proving her identity via magazine. She contacts Seth for ENCOM rendezvous with a gun, then they take the clerk's sports car, promising compensation.
That's my car.
I'll borrow you another 50K.
Hey, that's my car! Hey, that's my car!
Security footage allows Athena tracking and she follows them. Ares drives at breakneck speeds with flawless reflexes. He confesses knowing Eve's files intimately, including family texts. She shares love and grief's burdens, explaining how her mission honors Tess's memory. Crashing into ENCOM parking, they meet Seth at the museum floor exhibiting Kevin's antique computer. Eve retrieves the code, Seth assembles the gun. Soon Athena arrives, bidding time for Ares' timeout. Ares leaps out a window to engage, but Eve digitizes him to Kevin's 1980s grid. Athena shatters the museum, breaks the gun, knocks Seth unconscious, all while going through the arcades. Athena corners Eve, but just as she's about to kill Eve, sprinklers activate water, confusing Athena, causing timeout and dematerialization. At Dillinger, Athena forces rematerialization. Julian rages futilely. Elizabeth announces the board has fired Julian. She resumes control and shuts the project, but Athena stabs her fatally, citing Julian's any means directive.
What did you do?
I am fulfilling my directive. Capture Eve Kim, return her to the grid by any means necessary.
Athena then deploys with soldiers and a recognizer vehicle. Julian tries to override the systems, but it fails. Back at ENCOM, AJ surveys wreckage. Eve explains the need to repair the laser gun. Spotting Athena's approach, Eve realizes that to stop her, Dillinger's grid must fall. AJ hacks via Athena's dropped gun to bridge Dillinger's grid while Eve goes outside to distract. Outside, civilians flee on sight of the recognizer. Police helicopter and military jets try to contain the recognizer but are downed easily. Athena launches tracking missiles at fleeing Eve, who dodges but is eventually encircled in light. But then a crashing jet topples the recognizer into a building, destabilizing Athena. In Kevin's vintage grid, Ares asks a bit for an old bike guided to Kevin's program manifestation. Ares now seeks permanence to protect Eve and not himself. Moved, Kevin embeds the code in Ares' disk. A light beam transports Ares to Kevin's basement. Athena captures Eve in a tank, racing amid destruction. Just then, Ares arrives, he's suit aglow with new permanence. He hurls his disc at the tank to slow Athena. After checking Eve, he battles Athena and soldiers, but he's overpowered and loses his disc. Just as Athena is about to finish him off, Eve returns the disc and he blocks Athena's attack. They continue to fight, and this time he overpowers Athena and cuts off her hand as he gets ready to finish her off. AJ deletes Dillinger's grid, the missiles falter and Ares cradles a disintegrating Athena as she turns to dust. Ares urges Eve to nurture the grid, then vanishes before police arrives. Media blames Dillinger, police siege HQ, but Julian digitizes himself into the grid before they could capture him. Weeks later, Eve deploys permanence for humanitarian aid, food, medicine instantiated instantly. A postcard from Ares reveals his global travels seeking Sam and Cora, another escaped program. In Dillinger Grid ruins, Julian claims his grandfather's disc, armoring himself. Thanks for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe for more contents like this.